the therapeutic relationship, that's kind of where we always start when we talk about crisis and trauma work. It's funny because I feel like it's like the most basic, right? People go, oh, it's so basic. Like, of course I'm going to give them a good relationship. But it's the biggest piece of the puzzle. If you don't have this, everything else that you do is like building your house on sand, right? So if you don't have a good foundation, then you're getting nowhere with the client. And that is a huge component in crisis and trauma. I'll give you an example. There's so many times where I've worked with a client, this might be even the first time they just went into a significant decompensation, they're suicidal. And when I come in, it might be the first time I ever saw them ever. The first bit of our session is sometimes very superficial, minimizing. Until we start building that relationship, it could be the exact same content that we go over again, and the depth and the complexity and the authenticity changes. I've had so many clients, even in the beginning, go, well, I just said I was suicidal because, you know, I'm just having a bad day. And as we build that relationship, they'll go back to it and they'll say, I said it because I'm really struggling. I said it because I want to end my life. And I didn't want to say that in the beginning because I was scared, right? There wasn't that trust in that relationship built. So the relationship changes everything. It is the method to authentic assessment. It is the foundation that makes your intervention successful. I mean, some interventions, like if I think about just like, let's say CBT, right? Some of those interventions you could do out of a workbook. Are they changing people's lives? Not normally. So the relationship is what changes that, makes it more effective. Whenever we talk about anything in the therapeutic world, that relationship is really our foundation. It's that first layer that has to go in, and that really comes from you and your skill set and your ability to sit with people. So you're the major influence there. You're the major piece of that puzzle.
All right. Thank you very much. Is everybody feeling like really relational now? Is everybody thinking, I got this down? It's always funny because we think that we're great at, I'm great at talking in relationships and stuff like that. You know, it's like a stat that I read not too long ago that 90% of therapists think they're in the top 10%. I'll let you kind of think about that percent for a moment to see how that works out. 90% think they're in the top 10%.